Well, since a lot of my fucking subscribers and shit, and most of my bigger videos is some red pill shit or MGTOW videos as far as things is concerned, and I'll be honest with you, man, that fan base is stupid fucking loyal to me and showed me a lot of motherfucking love, so I found me some shit last night. It was on some man's channel, whatever the case might be, but this shit's gutter as fuck, man. Stefan molyneux swallowed a goddamn black pill. And it's fucking raw. So, without any further ado, let's get the fuck into this.
Anytime you have a large group of unmarried young men in your society, you have trouble.
Absolutely.
You have trouble.
Yeah.
And this has been very, very clear all throughout history. You could not design a system more perfectly calibrated to destabilize society.
I know. It's almost funny, except it's tragic. But you're right. It couldn't have been planned better for destruction and decimation of society if we had tried on purpose to do it.
Well, and a lot of it needs to be laid at the blame of it. A lot of it needs to be laid at the feet of women. Women are consistently voting for larger and larger government. Women consistently, in general, vote for open borders. If you look at the breakdown of votes for nationalistic or sovereign movements in Europe.
That's weird, man. Kind of sounds like the same thing that, you know what I mean, fucking TFM says, or, you know, a lot of us out here in these type of movements who just recognize exactly what the fuck it is actually going on. Kind of makes it seem like the only way to fucking solve this is to maybe take away women's rights. Maybe, just maybe.
Movements in Europe, significantly more men than women vote for sovereignty and control over immigration, and significantly more women than men vote for open borders and bigger and more government and open immigration. And all that.
I know. I have, all of my liberal friends who know. Some I haven't told because I'm getting tired of losing friends, but all of my friends who know I voted for Trump aren't my friends anymore. They don't want to have anything to do with me.
Like you're in league with the devil, right?
I'm in league with the devil. I'm a racist. I'm going to be joining the stormtroopers, coming to get them in the night, and
And these are mostly female friends.
Yes, all the female friends. Yes, and they all believe in open borders and welfare, and the more immigrants we can take in, the better, and et cetera, et cetera. Exactly what you just said.
I'm not real sure how to put this. I'm either, you know what I'm saying, getting a half a chub or my stomach's becoming full. I think all this knowledge and wisdom being dropped from these weak, soft, yuppie motherfuckers is fulfilling me. The fucking knowledge is just too strong. It's too fucking strong.
Why?
I have to say that I was there myself a few years ago. I wasn't awake enough to see what was really going on. And it's very easy to move into that space where you just want to help people.
Well, sure, but I mean, why does helping people mean moving them to your country?
I know.
I mean, why doesn't helping people mean helping them relocate in the vast expanse of Saudi Arabia or any of the other Muslim countries where I think they'd be much more at home and wouldn't be so frustrated. I mean, that there are women there apparently who can marry them. Yes,
and in fact we can help. I think with the UN figures and things, we can help 12 people in place for every one that we move to the West. So it's actually more helpful to help them in place than to move them to the West. But what can I say, Stefan? These are smart women. They're college educated. Most of them have master's degrees.
Well, that's why. I mean, they've just been exposed to so much more lefty propaganda, right?
Yeah, and that could very well be. And, I feel for my daughter. She's been exposed to a lot of this propaganda.
I got to tell you, I mean, I think I can speak for more than a few men in this area. As a white male, for many decades, being told that I'm sexist, misogynistic, patriarchal, privileged, and that I need to have more respect for women. I need to treat women better and all of that. And having been at the receiving end of massive shrapnel-filled cannonfuls of scorn and hostility from certain segments within the female community for being unenlightened and being a male chauvinist pig and this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell you, this is not so much for you, but for the ladies out there, I gotta tell you, it's a little frustrating. Seeing women welcome, after scorning white men for so long, seeing women welcome with open arms a truly medieval doctrine with regards to women's rights.
So what happened to all that egalitarianism, huh? What happened to all that equality bullshit you was kicking a couple years back there, Stefan? What? You smelling the change of times, or you just you finally had enough of the fucking bullshit? Either way, I'll accept it.
Right.
Yeah, I know. It's unfathomable.
I mean, that I don't understand it.
I don't either.
I don't understand. Like, I cannot fathom it. Seeing the left, of course, oh, gay rights, fantastic. But then let's bring in a lot of people from Saudi Arabia. Are you kidding me? Like, what?
Where they hang gays, literally.
You know you don't give a fuck about no gay people. Stop your fucking bullshit cringe fest, motherfucker.
No, it's literally like the hottest woman in town. You know, just won't date you because she heard you may have once said something harsh to a woman. Not true, but let's say she heard that. She won't date you because you gotta treat women with respect. And you know who she ends up marrying? The guy who beats her up.
Although
I don't understand it. I fundamentally, I can't fathom it. And you know, I don't know if you can either, but
Well, on the personal scale, I would say it might be family of origin issues. So a woman who chooses somebody who beats her up, I would say there are issues from her family early on that she's not dealt with.
Bitch, you know this wasn't what the fuck he was motherfucking talk about. Get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit.
With. But on the larger cultural scale is where it's unfathomable to me. I don't understand why the folks who say they're for equal rights for women and gays and minorities and Jews and Christians and all of that are bringing in people who trample on those very rights.
Now, I have never heard the left defend Christianity in any way, shape, or form. Just wanted to add that in real quick.
Why isn't all criticism of white men pushed back against as patriarchy phobia?
Yes.
Don't be such a patriarchy phobe. Don't be such a masculophobe.
We should.
Don't be such a penis phobe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I could do that for about 20 minutes, so let's keep moving as best we can.
Oh, you're so goddamn funny, Stefan.
Yeah.
But why? I mean, Why? Why is it that if there are criticisms of, some pretty repressive aspects of us, oh, that phobic, but why is it that when white males are criticized, nobody pushes back and like, that's all true, it's all valid? I mean, women couldn't try, if they want, like, sat down and draw out one of these Kalugi plans, they couldn't sit down and design a plan that would make men dislike them more than this.
Yeah.
Because at some point, it may well happen that women don't like the new things that are going on.
Oh, it's definitely. there's.
And then who are they going to run to?
Yeah.
Save us, men!
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I mean, reading the comments, there are a lot of men who are like, nope! No thank you. Because you had family courts eviscerate us, you divorced our dads, you took them for everything that they had, you're sitting pretty on alimony and child support, and you badmouth men all the time, and you refuse to stand up for us, and we got thrown in jail more, and we got broken up more, and bad things happened to us, and you let everybody insult all the men in your life. Why the hell would we fight for you?
Yeah. And now, I think I saw your tweet today, but I saw the article before I saw your tweet about that class in Wisconsin for young men in college, essentially brainwashing them about how awful their masculinity is. I think it was Wisconsin.
Right. So if patriarchy is bad, why is criticizing patriarchy in Islam called Islamophobia? Because I think it's fairly safe that there might just be a shade or two more patriarchy in Islam than there would be in the contemporaneous West. Just, I'm no expert, but just going from what I've read and heard, just a little, maybe just a coat or two more paint of the patriarchy.
Yeah.
So, but we all know. I mean, so I don't, the betrayal of the women, that is the downfall of the West, fundamentally. Men get it. And why do men get it? Because if there's going to be conflict, it's the men who are going to be drafted. Right? So women are like, oh, we'll just get pregnant. Whatever, right?
Yeah, look, this dude is listening to the fucking show. He on some serious shit, he has to be a fucking fan. There's no fucking way he's going to go word for fucking word over and over again on all of our fucking points and not have listened to our shit and fucking sit here and fucking done what the fuck we doing.
I mean, so this betrayal of the West by women, in particular, I think is, women it's still a democracy. Women live longer. They outvote men. They vote more reliably, and they vote more towards the left. They vote more for open borders and bigger government. What can men do?
Yeah.
I'll take women's rights away for 400 there, Alex.
Can't. Right. I mean, I've had these messages from people in Europe saying, we would love to fight, but we can't fight everyone. We can't fight the academics. We can't fight the government. We can't fight the women. We can't fight the media. We can't, at least the people who went off to World War II, they had the support of everyone at home.
Oh, they did. Oh, gosh, I remember. Not that I was alive then, but what I've read about it, they did.
Right.
They did.
Yeah, so this just of those will, trending. Universities work to purge male students of their toxic masculinity. I wonder why that's a picture of a white guy. Why isn't that a picture of an imam? Because, toxic masculinity, I wonder why they're not. Campuses hosting training sessions, group meetings, lectures, and other programs to effectively cleanse what many campus leaders and left-leaning scholars contend is an unhealthy masculinity in young men today. Now, I don't understand that at all. Because women have been in charge of raising men for the past 2 generations at least. So how could there be toxic masculinity left when single moms and daycare teachers and primary school teachers, women have been raising men for 2 generations? If men are so toxic, I don't understand. See, if men are still toxic after women have been raising them for 2 generations, guess what, ladies? Masculinity is not environmental and can't be fixed. But if it is environmental, then men are toxic because they've been raised by women. In which case, more nagging probably isn't going to help the problem. Oh, and I also wonder if men are so toxic. Gosh, if men are so toxic, I'm sure that women are going to boycott calling the police when they get in trouble. Because, you can't call a policeman because he's a man. He's so toxic. It's terrible.
Yeah. Or a fireman,
Yeah, right.
or an aid worker.
Yeah, what women need to do is boycott stuff made by men. Just boycott it all. Running water, roofs, plumbing, cars. Just boycott it all. It's so toxic. It's got all this testosterone all over it. You could get poisoned. Just stay away from everything that men have produced. Just go wherever it is you can find something not invented or maintained or built by a man, and be free of all this toxic masculinity that, I don't know, has bears not chew your boobs off on a regular basis because you're in the woods. I mean, I get you don't need thanks every morning. Oh, man, thank you for building the civilization that keeps us safe. Just maybe not taking this giant menstrual dump on men on a regular basis. That's all I'm asking for. Just a little bit of a cessation of that. Or, good Lord, most taxes are paid by men. You better boycott government money because that's also tainted with masculine money. The money's got testosterone on it. You're going to get cooties. No welfare, no child support. And child support and alimony payments, the laws were passed by men. It's generally enforced by men. The men are arrested by other men. It's just a big giant cog in toxic masculinity. You've got to boycott not only the stuff that's built and maintained by men, but government money, the welfare state, alimony, child support, all masculine, all patriarchally enforced. Boycott it all. Yeah, I'll be waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, it's a really weird dynamic. It's a very, very difficult, unfathomable dynamic, actually.
It is chilling how easily most women can be turned against the men in their society. Mm-hmm. Like, whatever happens in society in the future, this can't be unseen. This can't be unpilled. Mm-hmm. There's no going back. And this, because there's the internet, because there's the manosphere, because there's men's rights movements and so on, this knowledge is spreading in a way that it never spread before. That women are just turning against white men and attacking and undermining and siding with the enemies and inviting in the enemies This can't be unseen, whatever happens in the future. And that the cultures and societies...
I'm sorry, what was that? I missed it. What?
Well, and the cultures and societies that treat women like crap are winning. Mm-hmm. That can't be unseen either. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but whatever is going to happen, I think men are going to have a very tough time in the future saying to women, yeah, let's give you a lot of political power because you did a great job with it last time.
And my daughter, who hates the West, her IB program and her degree in colonial literature, she hates the West. She thinks the West is just as good destroyed, better off destroyed.
I mean, the real bitch is, like, you continue to pay for this fucking education and pay for her to continue to travel around the fucking world on your goddamn dime while she's trying to destroy the fucking society that fucking built your ability and gave her the ability to go to fuck to school. What type of shit, horrible, awful fucking person are you?
Tragic.
Well, she doesn't really want to be free then, right? Because if the West is destroyed, women's rights are destroyed. They're not around in the non-Western countries in particular. So she's just like, well, I tried this freedom thing. I don't really think it's for me. And this, of course, is particularly enraging because, of course, the women say, well, we don't want to have anything to do with patriarchy. So we're going to work very hard as we can, as hard as possible, to destroy the least patriarchal, most egalitarian society the world has ever seen. And replace it with what?
It beggars the mind. It just really does. So.
Well, this, of course, it goes back to the old suspicion that people have had for a long time. And again, this is generalizations, but the suspicion that women confuse feeling for thinking, and that thus are more easily programmed to turn against their men. And their culture. And the culture that... I mean, did she think she'd get to go to college in Iraq?
Right. Well, she spent 3 months in Egypt by herself studying Arabic a few years ago. Well, she came out of that experience and said, I never thought I was racist before, but she was sexually assaulted every day on the street. Men groping her every single day. She felt smothered.
But she still wants the West to be destroyed because, and she still wants people from Egypt to come. I don't quite understand.
I don't.
Does she miss it?
Yeah, and she's a bright young thing too. So,
I'm gonna have people jerking off to this fucking video here soon. Like, I can't keep fucking doing this shit. Like, seriously.
Wait, so she went to Egypt. She was groped every day.
Yep.
I didn't want to. I honestly, I didn't fucking want to.
And she's pro-migrant. I guess some are coming from Egypt. And she's against the West, where I assume she was not groped every single day, at least not by white males.
Right. You know, I wish I could. I wish I could explain it, Stefan.
Does she miss the seriously? Does she miss the groping?
No. I'm putting my foot down right now. No.
You know, I think I'm going to have this conversation with her because I've actually been thinking about it. And I'm wondering what her experience in London is.
For fuck's sake. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you can't do this to me.
Which is...
Well, it depends where she goes, right?
Yeah, that's very true, actually. Yeah.
Depends where she goes.
Yeah.
You know, I made this argument, I think more than a year ago, that if Angela Merkel is very keen on having all these Middle Easterners come in, it's no problem. All she has to do is go and live in one of the no-go zones with a GoPro somewhere attached to her, and then just broadcast stream for 2 weeks, and just everyone can see what a wonderfully culturally enriched experience she's going to have. And I think that would put a lot of people's minds at ease. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Now, so she has a problem with Western men, and I assume that she thinks that Western men are sort of patriarchal and misogynistic and this and that and the other.
Oh, but, you know, I'm going to say no on that one. And,
good.
And she's in a lovely, lovely relationship with a very lovely, hardworking young man. And
he working hard, all right. You know what I'm saying? He over there knocking the sand out of that goddamn pussy.
And she appreciates and loves her father, and she's I wouldn't say anti-feminist, but she hasn't bought into that bit, at least.
Oh, good. I'm thrilled to hear that. That's
yes.
absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
But she still wants the West to die.
You know, everything's our fault, right? So it's the propaganda that she got in the education that I arranged and paid for.
Yo, DJ, run that back.
It's the propaganda that she got in the education that I arranged and paid for her. So.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bitter pill to swallow, too, isn't it?
It's a very bitter pill to swallow. So.
Well, If she gets her way, if the West ever rises again, it will be a never forget moment that it was the treachery of women that had a lot to do with the downfall of the West.